Philippine National Anthem, to be led by the FEU Choral.
Magiliw, peles ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiti, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo bakaw, may nilatang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidingding, ang bituin at araw niyang kailan, pag may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng buwan, aking pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag ay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for the FEU Multi-Faith Prayer.
Glory to you, Almighty,
for gathering
us today.
Give us the fortitude
to conquer life's challenges.
Inspire us to excel
and be upright in everything we do.
Guide us to remain united
in diversity,
to serve
And love one another. Amen.
Thank you. You may now take your seats. Good afternoon to our FEU administrators, our guest speaker and his family, faculty, staff, and of course, to our Temarao student athletes, or leaders rather. I am Charles Brian de la Cruz, your Master of Ceremony for our induction and oath-taking ceremony for the school year 2023 to 2024. The annual induction and oath-taking ceremony for student leaders marks an important highlight in our student leadership journey. We are here to gather and celebrate this milestone of finally taking the responsibilities of being a true Temarao leader for the new school year. Now, to formally begin the program through her opening remarks, may I call on our Vice President for Academic Services, Architect Raquel L. Bakiran. Let's give her our warm round of applause.
A very good afternoon to you all. Let me begin by congratulating the elected officers and the appointed officers of the university and student organizations. I am indeed honored and privileged to welcome you all. Today, we are also graced by Mr. Jose Ronaldo Tagbo, President of SM Supermarket and one of our alumni. Welcome and thank you for being part of this occasion, sir. As you are all aware, this year's SDev's theme is focused on professionalism and effective leadership. This is mostly to highlight the culture and leadership lifestyle we want to instill in all FEU student leaders. But whether we make this public, this is expected of all leaders, not just those in student leadership. Additionally, the university is providing you with a chance to develop new skills and demonstrate these competencies under the direction of your advisors and the Student Development Office, as well as by interacting with numerous other students and university departments while working on your projects. We hope you keep developing effective work habits by exemplifying personal accountability, productive collaboration with others, time management, and an understanding of the impact of verbal and nonverbal communication on your professional work image, as well as with the community, especially all FEU and alumni. Build collaborations as well. FEU students have a wide range of interests, talents, and skills, and you are a diverse group of students with a variety of ideas. Even while we are aware that every group has its own interests, use your organization to advocate for students in your specific programs. When there are university-led events in which most of you are helping or participating. After all, that's the reason you are there. In addition, there shouldn't be any more shades or colors in elected positions when composition of the parties is merged. While you are free to express opinions, you can work together and engage in negotiations to advance the interests of the students. As a result, we shall operate more effectively and productively. Furthermore, remind yourself constantly that leadership is a responsibility, not a privilege. Keep in mind that you are also a student. You should put learning first before becoming a student leader, just as we should put teaching first before becoming academic managers. Additionally, what makes you effective as a leader is not the title you hold. A lot of people are making difference without a title in their own means. Your sincere desire to support your fellow students is what matters most. We'll be working together this year, and I hope to arrange for meetings with institute councils and other organizations because I haven't met you all. This occasion today is a window of opportunity, but perhaps we can get together to work together on some projects. To end, I would like to challenge you to make a difference in your respective organizations and initiate worthwhile projects and programs for the students. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to this induction and oath-taking ceremony.
Thank you for your very inspiring opening remarks, Architect Bakiran. It is true that leadership is a responsibility. And with that, we are truly encouraged by your opening remarks. Now, to introduce our keynote speaker and inducting officer, may I call on the stage the Director of the Alumni Relations Office, Mr. Selmer Santos. Let's give him our warm round of applause.
Good afternoon. It's open. Good afternoon. So, our keynote speaker and inducting officer is a proud alumnus of Far Eastern University who finished with a BS Psychology degree, batch 1991. He graduated cum laude. He is one of the 2023 Green and Gold Outstanding Alumni Awardee, which was held last February, and currently he is the president of SM Supermarket and previously was the president of Save More Market. During his time as an FEU student leader, he was the third-year representative of the Institute of Arts and Sciences Student Council. He was also an active member of the FEU Student Catholic Action and a member of Spearhead Company during his ROTC days. He also ran for Psychology Society presidency, but unfortunately, he didn't win in the elections. But this did not stop him from excelling in his university life. As a working student, he was able to juggle his academic load while working as a crew in McDonald's during his graduating year, on top of serving as a sacristan in our FEU Chapel. It is also interesting to note that his family is a true green and gold-blooded Tamaraw, as his father, brother, including his wife, are all alumni of FEU. Even when he was making his own name in the corporate world, he did not stop pursuing knowledge as he took his master's in education major in leadership and management at the De La Salle University. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you our guest speaker. Please give our thunderous Tamaraw applause to Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo.
Good afternoon, everyone. To our President, San Miguel R. Montinola, to the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria Teresa Tino, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Architect Raquel Lim Bakiran, Director Rondel Gascon, Director Selmer Santos, Student Development Coordinator Andrea Austria, the staff, faculty, organization, advisors, and student leaders, good afternoon. I was supposed not to be here today because we have an opening yesterday, but malakas po sa akin ang FEU tsaka si Sir Selmer. Okay. It's always nice to be back here in FEU to remember where I came from. But why me? I'm a grocer, a retailer, a supermarket guy. Pwede po ba magtinda na lang ako ng turon today? Our journey today, I would start with who we are as a company and the topic of professionalism. SM Markets belong to the SM group of companies. We comprised of SM Supermarket, SM Hypermarket, and SM Seymour. We have a joint venture with Alpha Mart and Walter Mart as well. Right now, we have 334 branches nationwide, from Apari to Cotabato, with a combined sales of 150 billion. In terms of manpower, we have direct force of about 19,623 nationwide. If you include all the agencies, we are about 50,000 employees. Professionalism also requires self-awareness and self-regulation. According to Daniel Goldman, who is the author of Emotional Intelligence, I have to maintain my well-being and good conduct because of the number of employees relying on me. There was a time that I had a bicycle accident and my boss told me, Jojo, a lot of people are relying on you, their families, their relatives. So you have to be careful. A few good men and women A few of us, particularly managers and executives, came from FEU and are currently working in SM Markets. There are currently about 50 FEU graduates right now who are all professionals in their own field. My semi-professional journey, of course, started in FEU Chapel, I needed a job because I came from a broken family. My dad was in the US and my mom was an OCW. Hindi pa po uso yung OFW noon. OCW, Overseas Contract Worker. Wala po tatay, wala nanay, and pinakamahirap po sa lahat, walang bahay. I was a sacristan from 1987 to 1990 sa FEU Chapel. And my immediate boss were Father Francis Carey and Miss Tachi Cinco. They handled the campus ministry before. I was given an allowance of 365 pesos, and free lodging inside the house. Inside going to the classroom in less than 5 minutes. So malapit lang po yung bahay ko. It's actually on the 3rd floor of the chapel. Yes, you can say that FEU campus was my playground. I still remember my down payment before amounting to about 500 pesos only. Part of my responsibility was to prepare and assist the Mass, normally twice a day. Here, I learned the lesson from my first lesson about professionalism. Be on time to show respect. I would wake up at 5 a.m. daily to prepare and clean the altar. Bakit sa gabi? Hindi pa po kasi uso ang be brave noon. May nararamdaman po kasi ko every night because the basement of the chapel was actually the armory during World War II. This became the habit of mine. I'm in the head office at 6 a.m. already to bike and jog and work at 8 a.m. Yes, as the president, I still work at 8 a.m. daily. I'm ahead of everyone because I always wanted to anticipate concerns and issues to give some time to adjust. In addition, respect is accorded to others when you are on time. You don't want to embarrass the person who endorsed you. In this case, Father Arnel Portes, the former sacristan. Just like you, I'm also active in extracurricular activities, being a member of the FEU SEA and was voted third-year representative in FEUCSO. This is actually where we had our meeting de Avance, my first time to speak in a big crowd in this auditorium. Every Sunday after the Mass, Father Kerry and I will have breakfast together. Nosebleed nga pag Sunday. And this is how I developed my communication skills in talking to different kinds of people. He was an Australian missionary assigned in different areas in the Philippines and in different schools. He was my first mentor when it comes to professionalism. Always direct, to the point but polite, calm but focused. I encourage you to find your own mentor who can guide you in the right direction. I work in McDonald's, Quezon Avenue in my graduating year. This was my formal entry to an organization paying me per hour. My experience here gave me a deeper meaning about being a professional. Lesson number 2, it is not enough that you work on time. You also have to develop the skills necessary to perform your task. Each assigned station means the more consistent you are, the more reliable and efficient. You develop different skills. The more skills you have, the more opportunity to be promoted or transferred to a new station. You are learning while you're earning. Lesson number 3, for skills to be developed, you should have a scorecard, a way to measure your improvement. Only that which can be measured can be improved. Once you become an expert, achievement comes next. Mastery leads to expertise. According to Malcolm Gladwell, the author of Outliers, 10,000 hours is the magic number for greatness. I wanted to learn. But before you can be an expert, someone had to give me the opportunity to learn how to be a professional. At McDo, I was awarded Rookie of the Year and Crew of the Month. An award means an additional pay, a recognition of your achievement. My managers later on asked me to apply as a management trainee and not to be promoted to an assistant manager as the salary is higher as an MT. When your peers and superiors see you as a professional, they give you valuable advices and endorsement. No need for connection. Your professionalism will open doors for you, even if you fail. Speaking of failing, I graduated with honors and was a working student. I thought I could be accepted anywhere. I was wrong. I failed an exam in Meralco and failed a panel interview in one of the fast food restaurants. While I was accepted in SM Supermarket, I was not hired in the HR department. Lesson number 4, your history of failure is not your future. Your personal background and failure should not hinder you to dream and be successful. As a professional, you still move forward even if you suffer defeat or failure. Carol Dweck termed it as growth mindset, to value what you are doing regardless of the outcome. After discussing skills as one attribute of professionalism, values also play an important role. They are universal and timeless guiding principles. They are what drive behavior that enables performance and result in the organization. Growing up, we are exposed to a lot of principles that we live by. Honesty is the best policy. Cleanliness is next to godliness. We are like a Boy Scout, laging handa. In high school, wala pa pong Facebook noon. I'm not sure if Sir Helmer remember. Ang uso po noon, slam book. So the slam book is like a notebook where you fill up the required details. No? Your name, your nickname, your favorite pets. My favorite of all of those is the motto. For some, their motto is very simple. Time is gold. Some romantics, they would say, if you love someone, set them free. If they don't come back, they were never yours. But since high school po ako noon, medyo pa-cute po ako noon eh. Ang sinusulat ko po sa motto remember M, remember E, put them together, remember me. This is probably why my classmate, a fellow Tamaraw, became my wife. Corny. My wife is also a very good mentor of mine. She reminds me of what is important in life and in work. In college, in FEU, values like fortitude, excellence, and uprightness. In McDonald's, it's QSCB, quality, service, cleanliness, and value for money. In SM, we also have our own set of values. We call it delight. Those values help us become professionals. For example, having the drive and enthusiasm even during the pandemic. It was our obligation and responsibility to provide a venue to buy personal needs for our customers. We were regarded as the essential workers. All our 300 stores were open that year, even during the pandemic and during the lockdown. Being a professional group, we were awarded by different government and non-government groups. Such an award like the top taxpayer in every city, town, or municipality. We pride ourselves on always paying the right taxes all the time. DTI also gave us the Bagwis Award for the highest customer service recognition. Our professionalism also cascaded to charitable organizations who want to work with us, like Autism at Work and the TESDAS Ascensong Pinoy Project. Being a professional is making sure you have a succession plan. Someone that will take over when you resign, retire, or when you are on leave or on day off. I used to complain about not having the right people until I realized I have to build one. So I embarked on a master's in education journey. I never stopped. Because of this, I was able to create a Leadership to Go program every time an employee gets promoted to prepare them for the future. The person you are training should be better than you. Train wholeheartedly, as you might lose your job, but you'll eventually gain a new one. The idea is to let them stand on their own when you are not there anymore. I'm proud to say that I left Save More in good hands to the first female president of SM Markets. Being a professional can lead you to your passion. In my case, teaching. I'm always invited to be a speaker in different events every year, particularly during graduation. This is my way of giving back. When do you work professionally, people remember and will share your stories. They will endorse you by word and by mouth. I think this is my second or third time invited here in FEU. The first one, I think I was given a jacket. Bigyan ng jacket yan, sabi ni Sir Selmer. On the second time, sabi niya, bigyan ng solicitation letter yan. Hopefully, today I will be given a loyalty award. So there are many benefits to professionalism, to the individual and to the business. Just to name a few for the individual, it will increase your self-worth and dignity, marketability beyond current job. For the organization, it will give us a good reputation for the school and the company. So how do you develop greater professionalism? Build expertise and keep up to date. Honor your commitments. Prioritize your studies, over-deliver. Be polite, have the tools you need, take charge of your learning, and measure your progress against different skills and values. Take charge of your learning by learning on the job, read books and magazines, learn with the group, seek a coach or mentor, and teach. On a personal note, this is my motto in life: learn, lead, and serve. Be a lifelong learner and be teachable. And lastly, a professional is always grateful. Just like my boss, Tatang Henry C. Sr., who was given an outstanding award by FEU during its 75th anniversary, let me thank the FEU heads and officials for the recent award given to me during the 95th founding anniversary. To be included alongside with Tatang is an honor that I will be forever grateful. More power. In behalf of the Tagbo family and the C family, we would like to donate 100,000 gift checks to the Student Development and the Alumni Office. In these VUCA times, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, be a magnet of professionalism. Wala pong Jojo Tagbo kundi sa FEU and FEU Chapel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to our keynote speaker for his very inspiring and heartwarming speech. Professionalism, only that which can be measured can be improved, and your history is not your future. Or your history of failure is not your future. From the bio note to the speech, I can really say that Mr. Tagbo is not just only an outstanding student, but also an effective and a successful student, worker, and a leader of today. Thank you again, Mr. Tagbo, for gracing our induction ceremony. I am sure that you are all inspired by our keynote speaker. But before we proceed to our oath-taking ceremony, this group will treat us with a world-class music interlude, has always inspired us by bringing pride to the green and gold community. May we call on the center stage our very own, the FEU Choral. Thank you. Thank you to our talented FEU Chorale for your amazing intermission. Now, student leaders, we have come to the highlight of our event, the oath-taking ceremony. May I call on again on stage our inducting officer, Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo, to lead our student leader in their oath.
To all student leaders, please stand up. Please raise your right hand. Panunumpa sa katungkulan. Ako si... Banggitin po ang inyong pangalan. Rewind. Ako si... na inihalal bilang... ay taimtim at buong pusong susunod sa saligang batas ng organisasyon at mga patakaran ng universidad. Bilang halal na opisyal, nangangako ako sa pagtataguyod ng FEU core values, ang fortitude, excellence, and uprightness. Magalang at matapat kong susundin ang mga kapangyarihan ng aking tanggapan at gagampanan ko ng buong husay ang mga gawain at tungkulin sa abot ng aking kaalaman at kakayahan. Kasihan nawa ako ng Diyos. Salamat. Okay.
May we request Mr. Tagbo to please stay on stage. Let's give ourselves a loud and warm applause. Congratulations, student officers of school year 2023 to 2024. Now, we may please call on once again Architect Raquel Bakiran, Mr. Rondel Gascon, Mr. Selmer Santos, and Miss Andrea Austria, together with Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo on center stage for the awarding of the Certificate of Appreciation. Dear Tamaro student leaders, you may now all be seated. Apologies. May we also request on stage the staffs of the FEU Student Development. May we request on stage Ms. Rahaina Pandapatan and Mr. Ian Margaret Rodriguez. Given the Certificate of Far Eastern University in the Student Development, Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo, for his valuable contribution as induction officer and keynote speaker during the induction and oath-taking ceremony of student leaders for school year 2023 to 2024 with the theme Professionalism is our brand, moving forward to efficient leadership. Given this 4th day of August 2023 at FEU Manila Main Auditorium, signed by Rondel C. Gascon, Director of Student Development, and Raquel L. Bakiran, Vice President for Academic Services. May we also call on stage the Executive Board of FEUCSO. Once again, please give them a warm round of applause. Now, it's time for the turnover ceremony, wherein the outgoing FEU Central Student Organization President will be handing the key of responsibility to the incoming President for the school year 2023 to 2024. With that, may we call, please, on the outgoing FEU Central Student Organization President, Roberto H. Reynoso II, and the incoming FEUCSO President, Joshua V. Maige, for the turnover ceremony. A warm round of applause, please.
To our honorable guest speaker, meron ba? Meron. Okay. To our honorable guest speaker, Mr. Jose Ronaldo Tagbo, to the whole FEU administration, to my fellow student leaders, and to the rest of the Green and Gold community, good afternoon. It is about a year ago today when I stood here in this exact same spot as I took on the responsibility of being the FEUCSO president. And now, I stand here once again as I pass this on to the next set of student leaders. Truly enough, the past academic year had been the most challenging yet fruitful year in my college journey. From being branded as the leader na hindi na kailangan ng warm-up, we have learned that nothing could have ever prepared us for what the previous term would bring. As a matter of fact, I like to believe that the previous term was the warm-up we all needed. From 2 years of being in the pandemic, somehow it was a transitional period where various adjustments and changes, both in the administration and policies, were made. Despite this, we were able to produce 6 petition letters, 15 data analysis, 7 approved resolutions, and 15 events and projects, both pioneering and routinary. We stood firm against the tuition fee increase. We continuously called for the reformation of WRP, and we were able to advocate for a more flexible and inclusive dress code policy. But this should not be about what we have achieved in the past. Rather, it is now time for us to move forward and see what's next for the FEU community. To my fellow student leaders, the path that you have taken will never be easy. Because being a student leader means having to deal with a lot of compromise. It means being able to make a lot of sacrifices. But in all of this, know your non-negotiables. Being a student leader means having to deal with lots of criticisms, no matter how harsh they may be. But you must rise above this and see the value that it can bring to your leadership. Being a student leader means to carry the weight and to be a beacon of light and hope despite that weight. To amplify the voice of the voiceless. To get a privilege in making a difference towards the people who put you in power and even beyond the community. To be questioned by your peers in terms of your integrity, your intentions, your character. But above all this, you must never falter. Because ultimately, being a student leader is about accountability. To show up even when, and especially when it's difficult. And to continuously ingrain the needs of the students in your mind and in your heart. And at this point, I thank the past student leaders before me for continuously elevating the brand of FEU student leadership. I thank the FEU administration for providing a platform for us students in exercising our rights as students and even as student leaders. My fellow student leaders, the job does not start after you have taken the oath. It started the moment you decided to run or apply for your positions. It started the moment you shared with the plight of your fellow students. It started when you created the promises and plans for them. But after this day, it must all come into fruition. And on your way to execution, this is both a challenge and a reminder. Address the roots of the problem. Advocating for mental health also means ensuring a system that does not compromise our well-being. Advocating for inclusivity means considering all sectors, all factors. Advocating for a good and efficient governance means allowing a system that is transformative and not punitive. Sa nakaraang administrasyon, pinalaya natin ang lakas ng bawat isa para sa paghubog ng bukas. Sa mga bukas pang darating, ang FEU community dapat ang sentro. To end, I want everyone to reflect and think on why you started, and then compare it to why you stayed and continued. May these reasons grow deeper as you progress. Be one with the students. Serve with their best interest in mind and in heart. Stand firm. Be brave. Let your principles guide you. Believe in yourself, in each other, in your plans, and in your capabilities. This is not an assurance that your term will be perfect, but we must always progress. Because after all, as one FEU community, we must and we will continue to do better. Thank you.
we have witnessed the turnover of key of responsibility from the former FEUCSO President, Roberto Reynosa II, to the incoming President, Joshua V. Maige.
July 1, 2023. The very first day that the incoming term has officially started. It has been roughly 35 days since the posts of our various organizations have taken the first few steps towards a leadership that will ensure an efficient and professional lobbying of our students' rights and voices. Isang mapagpalayang araw po sa ating lahat. To our esteemed guests, Mr. Jose Ronaldo Tagbo, to our academic directors and academic administrators, my fellow executive board, every student leader, every tamaraw, mabuhay sa inyong lahat, and a pleasant afternoon. Standing up and advocating for mental well-being amidst academics, preparations for the recent Send-Off 2023 and the incoming Tatak Tamaraw 2023, ongoing enrollment help desks, manuals, playbooks, among many others. Somehow, I am already proud that we have done so much in a mere few weeks. Above all, I am also excited. Excited by the visions and plans of my fellow student leaders to ensure a maximized Tamaraw experience. But behind my passion and excitement for these plans is the crippling fear that these visions will never come into fruition. Because in the few weeks that we have done a lot, we could have done so much more, but couldn't. Over the course of my many years of stay here in FEU, my leadership journey undeniably had a lot of hurdles. There were occasions where I felt powerless over my decisions, my actions were policed and criticized, and my very core and principles were questioned. And my greatest fear is that if this trajectory of events repeats or persists, we may never be truly efficient. So now, more than ever, as we student leaders take oath and bear the duties of championing the interests of our constituents, should take a united front. That our promises during the election season to our community will now be actually fulfilled now that we're elected and appointed. Let us remain steadfast, firm, unified, and our principles intact. More than an honor, to take oath is a responsibility and a challenge. These challenges would not be possible to overcome without the collective efforts of every part of our respective organizations. Our advisors, our directors, who may I add, deserve to be here as much as you and I do, our executive committees, every member of our organizations. So I hope that this day will be the mark of a leadership that has a transformative, progressive, and supportive administration. For the days of punitive, conservative, and neutral authorities should now be memoirs of the past. That the leadership and the politics inside the university will not be a microcosm of the national setting. My commitment to the FEU as your FEUCSO president shall always be rooted to the reasons of every member of the green and gold community. Every resounding voice that I shall forever carry will be championed and prioritized above personal interests. And despite every fear, I will wholeheartedly take on the conquest to ensure a university that is sufficient and conducive. FEU Central Student Organization and every Institute Student Council shall ensure policies for a thorough review of the university curriculum and deserving units that every fellow student takes. We will ensure that our tuition and other fees will be maximized throughout our stay in the university. an efficient and productive FEU Congress with members who will, in my hope, embody FEU's core values in every resolution. Efforts on institutionalizing grievance responses and student concerns, at higit sa lahat, sisiguraduhin natin na ang bawat estudyante, bawat tamaraw, ang tunay na sentro ng aming liderato. Every dreamer, every innovator, the whole 25,000 constituents of FEU. I am also very much looking forward to the collaboration of every organization and our administration, student development, and all of our other offices. May we all work hand in hand to ensure that professionalism is upheld, that we can efficiently hear each other's sentiments, look into each other's point of improvements, acknowledge our mistakes, cultivate and breed more leaders. All of this without the bias of antagonizing our character. May the upcoming term be a fruition of everyone's visions, and may we all have a productive and collaborative year. I would like to share this passage from Paulo Coelho's book, The Warrior of the Light. But for this context, I've rephrased the word warrior of the light into a leader. It says, every leader has felt afraid of going into battle. Every leader has trodden a path that was not his. Every leader has suffered for the most trivial of reasons. Every leader has at least once believed he was not a leader. Every leader has said yes, even though he wanted to say no. That is why he is a leader, because he has been through all of this, yet has never lost hope of being better than he is. My fellow executive board, every Tamaraw leader in this event, as we leave the four walls of this auditorium, we bear our responsibility, and I leave you all a challenge. Through every battle, every path trodden, every doubt, stand firm and be brave. Never lose hope in being better. Be impatient, restless. Most of all, always challenge limits. Mula sa pagpapalaya ng lakas at paghubog ng bukas, patuloy at sama-sama nating ipanalo ang sapat at marapat na liderato, na ang sentro ay walang iba, kundi ang bawat miyembro ng FEU. Maraming salamat at isang mapagpalayang tanghali po uli sa ating lahat.
Thank you to our FEUCSO 87 President Roberto Reynoso for your service to the FEU students, and congratulations to FEUCSO 88th President Joshua Maige. To end the program on a high note and to deliver his closing remarks, may we call on our head mentor, the Director of Student Development, Mr. Rondel C. Gascon. Let us please give him a warm round of applause.
To our guest speaker and inducting officer, Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo, it's truly an honor that you have graced this joyous event, sir. Thank you so much for supporting always your alma mater. And of course, thank you also for your family who's actually supporting you this afternoon and being with us here. Thank you so much po. To our Vice President for Academic Services, Architect Raquel Bakiran, for your continuous guidance and support to FEU student development and our student councils and organizations. Also, Director Selmer Santos of Alumni Relations Office for the successful collaboration. And to our hardworking FEU student development team, Ma'am Andrea Austria, thank you. Our University Coordinator, Ms. Marge, Ms. Rai, Sir Nico of FEU Makati Academic Services. And of course, to all FEU administrators, faculty, advisors, and most especially you, our dear Tamaraw student leaders who just took their oath. Magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Our theme this afternoon, professionalism, is our brand. Moving forward to efficient leadership is also the guiding theme of student development and all its accredited and recognized student councils and organizations for school year 2023 to 2024. This team is a product of the efforts to rebuild, reconnect, and redefine how we view student leadership from the limitations and the aftermath of the pandemic. Now that we are back to what we call as regular programming, it is inevitable that we move forward with professionalism and efficiency in managing our own organizations, including our individual mindset, attitudes, and practices as student leaders. The operative words in the theme are professionalism and efficiency. These concepts are inherently linked, as professionalism is what makes you a leader who stands out from the crowd, while efficiency supports an environment where leaders are continuously trained to create more leaders. Professionalism in any organization takes a lot of dedication to constantly strive for respectful communication, display of integrity, accountability, self-regulation, dynamic collaboration, lifelong learning, and of course, positive work ethics. This summarizes how determined and willing a leader is to sacrifice for the common good while not losing his or her own values. Sabi nga natin, susuka pero hindi susuko. You are an efficient leader if we can see your clear vision, concrete directions, and attainable goals. You are an efficient leader if you empower your team to embrace transformative and professional growth. You are efficient if you are an empathetic leader, which allows you to choose and use the language of kindness as you weather the challenges within your organization and the threats from external environment. If you are kind, then the universe will give back to you that same kindness. You are an efficient leader if you are brave enough to admit your mistakes and lapses in judgment when you give credit to where it's due. Remember that you will come to a point, dear student leaders, that your decisions as leaders will be unpopular and difficult. But with rigor and determination, it could be the best option that will benefit the majority of your stakeholders in the long run. You are an efficient leader if you truly understand the power and impact of your social media post, which can influence positively or negatively the perceptions and behaviors of your audience. The FEU Marketing and Communication Office, or MCO, has a good reminder on how student leaders can be professional and efficient in their social media presence. Your virtual identity as student organization is part of FEU's reputation. We need to always think with whatever we post using our official student organization social media accounts. Think, or THINK. T means, is it the true? Is it truth or is it truthful? H means, is it helpful? I means, is it inspiring? N means, is it necessary? And K means, is it kind? While leadership demands the need to amplify the voices of a community, there is much more work that need equal attention. The challenge for you, our dear student leaders, as new set of officers for this school year, is to create concrete programs and projects that will be beneficial, sustainable, and impactful to the FEU community and the communities that you serve. Address the root cause of the problems rather than offer band-aid solutions. All in all, a leader who embraces professionalism and efficiency must step up and accept that you are ready to become a mentor, and more importantly, you are ready to be mentored. I would like to quote Father Roy Rodriguez, OP. Thank you, Attorney Ethel, for sharing this beautiful quote. Father Rodriguez said, "Only the teachable will find the teacher." Again, congratulations to our student leaders, Tamaro student leaders. Isang mapagpalang hapon sa ating lahat. Salamat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rondel Gascon, for your closing remarks. Susuka pero di susuko, a very common line to all us Filipinos. We must always remember the 3 R's given by Mr. Gascon: rebuild, reconnect, and redefine. But before we proceed to our closing proper, let us have a photo opportunity with the newly appointed student leaders. May I please request everyone to please remain seated as we proceed with the photo op. May I invite the representatives of FEU Advocate here on stage to take the photo. We are also requesting the presence of our dear speaker, Mr. Tagbo, on stage.
Sir, will I have a group
Now, as we end our induction of officers, may we all continue to brave the challenges to efficiently serve our Tamaraw community. This event has been truly a success. Thank you to the FEU Student Development Office, FEUCSO and its working committees, all institute student councils, academic organizations, and university-wide organizations. Continue to uphold our core values of fortitude, excellence, and uprightness. This has been your Master of Ceremony and your newly appointed officer, the Director Associate of Sports and Talents Department under the IE Student Council, Charles Brian de la Cruz. But before we completely complete this program, we will be having a short raffle. Yes, you heard it right. We will be having a short raffle courtesy by the President of SM Supermarket, Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo. Okay, so our raffle or the SM Supermarket will be giving away 5,000 pesos worth of gift checks for those students who attended the assembly and for those who tapped their IDs during the registration earlier. Okay, so this raffle is composed of 5 winners, which are given to 2 students worth 500 peso gift check, 2 winners of 1,000 peso gift check, and 1 winner of 2,000 peso gift check. So before we proceed to our raffle proper, did you guys tap your IDs during the registration? Okay. May I see the hands of those students who tapped their IDs? Ooh, that's quite a lot. How about the students who did not tap their IDs and missed the opportunity? Oh my. So while the technical committee are doing their job to flash the roulette on the screen, for those winners can claim their prizes at the Alumni Relations Office later after the event. Okay guys, so are you ready to see your names on screen? Are you excited to claim the prize? Okay, so while we are waiting for the names, how does it feel that you did not tap your IDs during the registration? Okay, we can now see the roulette. So, are you guys ready? I can't hear you. Are you guys ready? Okay. So there are lots of names, but there will be only 5 winners of the supermarket gift checks. Okay, so for the first set of category, there will be the first 2 winners of 500 peso gift check. So are you guys ready? Okay, roulette, spin it. So, our first winner for the 500 peso gift check is Dan Leopold. May we request Dan Leopold to please come over the stage for you to be recognized. So for our second winner of the 500 peso gift check, roulette, spin it. Our second winner is Frances Ann. Please come over the stage for you to be recognized. So for our next set of winners, there will be 2 winners of 1,000 peso gift check. Are you guys ready? Roulette, spin it. Our first winner of 1,000 peso gift check is none other than Kylie Ann. Please come over the stage for you to be recognized. For our second winner, congratulations, Frances Annette. And lastly, for our grand prize worth 2,000 peso gift check is none other than congratulations, because the 2,000 peso gift check is all yours, Charles Daniel. Please come over the stage for you to be recognized. May we call on stage the raffle courtesy, the president of SM Supermarket, Mr. Jose Ronaldo T. Tagbo, together with the FEU department officers, the treasurer and the VP of FEUCSO for the photo opportunity. May we request the FEU advocate to please come over to take the picture of those people who are here on stage. Once again, congratulations to our dear student leaders. Now, let us all stand and once again welcome the FEU chorale to lead us in the singing of the FEU hymn. Student leaders, you may now be seated. Before we formally conclude this program, to give us some important announcements about the FEU Learning Journey, or FLJ, let us hear from our Vice President of Academic Services, Architect Raquel L. Bakiran. Let's give her our warm round of applause.
Dear student leaders, please help disseminate the information regarding the FLJ for those students, your fellow students who had academic hold because of FLJ, to read the instructions sent to them. And of course, make sure that they follow all the requirements just in case that they missed particularly some requirements lang. Yun lang. So please help your fellow students in disseminating the information about FLJ. Okay, thank you so much. Let's have a photo op, Charles.
At this juncture, we are now requesting each academic organizations, university-wide organizations, student councils, and the FEUCSO itself to please come on stage for their photo opportunity. First on, may I now call on the FEUCSO. Up next, the FEU Makati SC.